Good morning, everybody on YouTube. Rick Thomas from Obsolete Video Services. Hey, guys. All right, this is sort of a part two to a video I posted about a week ago. A gentleman from Chicago who has a lot of Chicago recordings off air or off television from 1969 when he was a teenager came by and shocked the living hell out of me. I was not expecting this at all. He brought this huge stack of tapes. This is more of the collection that he said are unknowns. He doesn't know what's on these. But he was a big fan of Chicago broadcasting and television channels, especially WGN. So he says this can be some really good stuff. He does know he was a big fan of WGN's Bozo, Garfield Goose, Ray Rayner shows, baseball games, a lot of stuff WGN did at that time. And he's really curious to get these done because he thinks he's got some really good stuff on these. And this is some Shibboleth non-standard and EIJ Sony 3600. These are all two different formats, which I have all these formats. I'm not really worried about that at all. But this is a pretty sizable collection from Chicago. I got the other stack sitting in my living room ready to be done. I have not worked on this project yet. I'm very anxious to see what's on these things. I do need to get to my storage area to pick up my Shibboleth machine. That's a non-standard half-inch videotape machine for the same type of videotape, but it's a different type of format. And I got to get that machine and bring it here. I do have the standard machines for these, but the Shibboleth ones I do not have. That's a non-standard machine, and very curious. He says this is all TV stuff. He knows for a fact, and he's lived in Washington, Los Angeles, and California in his early years, so he knows these are from Chicago television, from Chicago, because that's where he was living. I guess he was living in the west suburbs. So I don't know, but this is a bunch of Chicago recordings. Also, he had a gentleman he knows that has a bunch of 1-inch Type A's, and he's also a Chicago collector. And I guess he sent some of these off to try to get them done, and they came out like crap, or didn't come out, or they couldn't do them, or I don't know what the deal is. But he brought two of those along. He says he can't tell me who the guy is, but he wants me to transfer these off. And once I got the files and he gets the files, I may get a large job of these to do. I guess he's got an awful lot of 1-inch tapes, and he is a Chicago collector. So I don't know what that's about, but I do know is, the Type A. I figured this stuff is going to come my way anyways because I have the only 3 working brand new machines that can do these. So apparently he's tried to get these 2 done. He's a Chicago collector, apparently, that has a lot of tapes like this, Type A's. And he wants to see my work done on these 2 particular tapes because he has an awful lot he needs to get done. Plus, I'm told he just doesn't have the money to do these. So, I guess what he want me to do is work a deal out with this guy or something. I don't know what the deal is, but I think he wants me to work a deal out with them so I can get them transferred off for him because he just can't afford to do them. But he is from Chicago and he is a Chicago collector. But this is also all Chicago recordings from 69. This could be even earlier stuff. I don't know. This guy came and dropped all this stuff off this morning. I'm going to do my best to see if I can post this stuff because this is some really good stuff here. Since I'm from Chicago, this is the stuff I'm very interested in. And he's got a whole stack. I have a whole stack of it on my desk that's ready to go. So we're going to do my best to see if we can post this stuff. But he says it could be Bozo, Garfield Goose, Ray Rayner. Any of that stuff could be on these tapes because he was a big WGN fan. He was a fan of Screaming Yellow Theater and Svengoolie at the time in early 1970. He said they didn't have the machines. They got the machines like in 1967, and he just loved the video format and he loved messing around with it. Then he was able to afford to buy some tapes because these tapes were so expensive at that time. And he just started recording stuff that he loved. So there's no markings on these, no idea what's on them. But he's pretty sure it's a lot of WGN stuff and most likely Channel 32 stuff as well. But this one here is a very interesting project. This gentleman has an awful lot of these, 300-400 of them. He is a Chicago collector. He cannot afford to get these done. He's tried to get some of them done and sent them off, and apparently either he's not happy with what he got, or they just couldn't do them properly, or they just had crappy machines. So I'm going to do these and blow this guy's mind so I can get this entire collection and help him out with it. And hopefully this collection from this guy that dropped this stuff off, I hope this is some mind-blowing stuff. And cross your fingers, we're going to try to be able to post this stuff. I do get collections from people, but a lot of times they tell me I cannot post any of it. So I have to agree to that. But if I can get the permission to post this stuff and it's all from Chicago, I will. It's a difficult situation sometimes, because sometimes there's some really amazing stuff on these, but the owners just don't want to post it. So you have to abide by what they say. Plus, I'm getting paid for this job, but this one I'm not getting paid for. They want to see what I can do with these two, and if I do get these two, I can work out a deal with this guy. He has 400 tapes or something like that. He's a Chicago collector in Chicago. I guess they're in storage or something. So we're going to see what I can do with this stuff, and we'll probably get the rest of them. Because, I literally, guys, I got the only machines probably in the country that can run them. My machines are completely rebuilt. This is the third machine on my table that I'm working on right now. And, of course, I got two machines in my living room that are all running and up and running and ready to go. So we can do these 1-inch tapes for this guy. And when he sees what I can do with these, it's going to blow his mind. So I'm pretty sure I'm going to get this entire collection. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video.